Well, good day everybody, and welcome to my channel Whiskey Journey. Today I've got something a little bit different for you guys. I'm going to be doing a Springbank 15-year-old batch comparison. I did one of these about 9 months ago between these two bottles. Obviously now I've got a third one, and this is from the latest batch. Some people might wonder why I'm even doing this. Well, I like to be able to test and try and see if there are any differences at all between batches. I do find the Springbank 15-year-old to be one of the Springbank releases that is very batch variant and can differ quite drastically between batches. So I always like to see which ones are different and which ones I prefer essentially, and I just find it interesting. Okay, so the three batches that we've got. This is the earliest one and this is the latest one. So this earliest one was bottled on 09/05/23, so the 9th of May 23. This one in the middle it was bottled on 01/08/23, and this latest batch 15/08/24. Okay, so what I'll do first is just do a nosing first between the three batches and see what I get. So we'll start off with the earliest batch, which is the 09/05/23. Okay, right. I'm not going to add any water to this. I just want to see what differences we get between the three batches at its natural strength. Okay, so on the nose first, on this earlier batch. Tropical fruits, definitely. Pineapple, mangoes, chalkiness, some hints of that sort of Campbelltown soot, a little bit of funk. When I tried this batch the last time, I found that it had a dirty profile, quite a dirty profile, lots and lots of soot and minerals. Not so much just now. For me, leads the way with tropical fruit notes, and that dirtiness seems to have dissipated a wee bit. There's some earth there now coming out in the glass. All these drams have rested for about 20-25 minutes. Some caramel, leather, dried fruits. But that earthy note is coming out really, really strong. And there is some funkiness there. So maybe time in the bottle, it's been 9 months since I've tried it. Maybe some time in the bottle has made it settle down just a little bit. But it definitely still has lots and lots of earth, which become quite strong the longer it sits in the glass. Okay. Alright, so that's that batch. So let's try the middle batch, which is so I've got notes 01/08/23, and see what we get on this one. Chalkiness, minerals. It's interesting. The tropical fruit notes are there, but I get it more in that earlier batch now for some reason. Yeah, interesting. So chalkiness, caramel, some tropical fruit notes. So pineapple. There's some earthiness, but this one definitely comes across as more earthy in my opinion. Yeah, some honey, some malted barley, definitely some dried fruit, obvious sherry cask influence. Yeah, perhaps. So this one definitely feels lighter. This one is definitely heavier. The earlier release to me feels heavier on the nose and has definitely got more of that earth, and also the tropical fruit notes pop out a bit more on that one, which surprised me actually, to be honest. So lovely nose on both of them, but so far I'm preferring the earlier release. Definitely more up my street with more of those earthy notes, definitely. But let's just nose quickly the third batch. So this is the latest batch, 150824. Okay. Okay, wow. So straight away, the tropical fruit notes, pineapple, sweet pineapple, mangoes, melons, definitely pop out a bit more. I would even say there's a touch of menthol as well on this one. Still has some chalky minerality and a little bit of sooty smoke. This one, I don't know if you can really see, but it's definitely the darkest of the three. But in my opinion, it has less of the Springbank character, in my opinion, on the nose in any case. But the tropical fruit notes really shine on this one. It's very fruity forward. The most fruit forward out of all of them. Leather. Lots of leather. Lots of sherry notes. But the earthiness is there, but it's not as strong as that earlier release. Some honey, some malt. I mean, it's still a beautiful nose. I mean, all of them are great noses, but as I said, this one definitely the most fruit forward. This one definitely has those fruits, but is definitely more earthy and minerals, and that for me definitely has the most of that sort of influence. The middle one is kind of in the middle. So it'll be interesting to taste them all and see what I think. Okay guys, it's going to be a slightly longer video than usual, so just bear with me. Okay, so what I'll do is just taste the earliest release and see what I think on the palate. Smooth mouthfeel, oily arrival, nice and mouth coating, fruity, those tropical fruit notes I've mentioned already, but not long into that I get that dirty profile. Strawberry as well, lovely note of strawberry, ripe strawberries, but that dirty profile starts earthy, mushrooms, sooty, a little bit of industrial note as well, engine oil, grease, chalky minerals. So on the nose, as I said, I get those tropical fruit notes which pop more, but on the palate, definitely still get the tropical fruit notes, but that earthy nature really comes strong quickly on the palate, followed by industrial tones. The sherry cask influence for me mainly imparts ripe strawberries more than anything else, rather than the classic sort of red fruit notes. I really get strawberries on that on the palate with a hint of tropical fruit. Excellent, really good. Okay, I'm just gonna have a sip of water quick. And I really like the mouthfeel on that one as well. Really, really oily mouthfeel. Okay, so let's try the middle one. So this is the 010823. Sorry, yeah, 010823 batch. Okay. Right, so on the palate. Decent viscosity, decent mouthfeel. This one is oilier though, the earlier release. This batch is definitely oilier on the palate. More of a mouthfeel, more mouth coating. This one comes across as a wee bit more spicy. Definitely more sherry influence in my opinion, more spiciness from the barrel. Greeted with tropical fruit notes, sherried notes. A little bit of chalkiness. That sooty nature though is missing though. It doesn't really lead the way. It's kind of in the background. So already I'm leaning far more towards the early release. This one, for me, doesn't quite have that mouthfeel I'm looking for, and is missing some of that Campbelltown soot. Becoming a touch herbal now in the finish. Some dark chocolate as well. A little bit of a metal tone, a little bit of industrial tone, definitely. But for me, as I said already, the earlier batch, definitely my favorite so far. Okay, I have one more sip of water. And we'll try the latest batch. See what I think now. I was very, very impressed with this one when I first tasted it, and also you can see I've had a fair bit from the bottle. But is it going to beat the first batch, the earliest batch? Let's wait and see. There's the minerals, chalkiness and soot. Clean, in my opinion, cleaner than the earliest batch, and for me is better than this middle batch. So the arrival is quite oily, not quite as oily as the first batch I tried, but close, greeted with far more tropical fruit notes than anything else. Lots and lots of sweet pineapple, melons, and then the dried fruit character comes into play. There's some red fruits, leather, lots of leather on this one, dark fruits, and then it leads into the finish, and I'm getting lots of that chalky minerality, and the Campbelltown soot is definitely there. But it's a cleaner profile, definitely a cleaner profile, and those sherry casks keeping things in check as well. Dark chocolate on the finish as well, and a trail of sooty smoke. Really, really good batch, actually. That is a really good batch. I think if you're not really into your dirty drams, I think this is probably the bottle for you to get if you can find it. And if you can see it if you see it on the shelves, I'd definitely pick this up if you're not too much of a fan of the dirtier side of Springbank. The middle one for me is a bit middle of the road, so to speak. I wouldn't buy this batch again. It's definitely not for me. As I said, definitely middle of the road. But much like my last batch comparison between these two, this one came out the winner, and again for me that's the winner. Okay, I love the dirtier profile of Springbank, and it comes across as more industrial. The earthiness really pops on the nose, and you can taste it on the palate. And that sooty, smoky nature is definitely more prominent on this batch compared to all, these two other batches. So if that's your jam and if that's your style that you enjoy, try and seek a bottle of that. So as I said, the earliest batch, which is the 090523, still is my top pick. However, this one, the latest batch, is almost just as good in my opinion. 150824, definitely cleaner, and leads the way with those tropical fruit notes, but has enough chalkiness and minerality and sooty smoke to identify as a Springbank, and that is an excellent release as well. So these two batches definitely get. This one still good, still very good, but for me it doesn't quite reach the heights of these other batches. Okay guys, I appreciate you watching. I know it's been a bit longer than usual, but as I said, I love doing these comparisons and giving my thoughts, and happy hunting. Hopefully you can find a bottle of these two. Okay. Alright guys, but thanks for watching, and if you enjoy my content, then please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated. But yeah, if you wish to comment, let me know what your favorite batch is. Okay. But as usual guys, take care, and as usual, not much else to say, except have a fantastic day, and I'll see all of you again soon. Take care. Cheers.